October 7th in the Gaza envelope?
Well, Gaza envelope, October 7th, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was called in. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And for over 18 and a half weeks, I was one of the main commanders on the scenes, collecting for 2.5 weeks the bodies and remains. Well, all the hard stories that you heard and you don't want to hear or you can't believe. I am the person that dealt with over 350 bodies the first night. But after 2.5 weeks collecting 1,400 bodies of Israeli citizens, 1,500 terrorists that did all these crazy things that your mind cannot understand. And
savage.
Unbelievable things. I spoke in the UN about women's rights because I dealt with those stories. I have all the evidence, the hard evidence, what they went through.
Palestinians put nails in the women's genitalia?
Yes.
Hammered?
Yes. Yes, that was one of the stories that I spoke in the UN about. Yes.
Did you see it?
I personally dealt with that body. I was the one that dealt with my own hands. I was the commander to give all the instructions how to collect the evidence and see everything and really be able to bring this body to proper burial. Yes.
But this is not for just anyone to perform. This takes a certain callousness, right? Insensitivity to, I guess maybe ambulance drivers see this in car accidents. But to see that this was not a result of an accident, but...
No. When you come to an accident, you say to yourself, okay, so that's life. Car accident, train accidents, it's a situation. We're talking about terrorists invading into Israel, into houses, separating men and women, children from parents, and doing things that you cannot imagine in your wild life. Seeing things that your brain can relate to the situations. But this is what you're seeing in front of your eyes. Now, people can say to you, well, you don't have the proof to show us that what happened. Just you should know, in Zaka, when you become a volunteer in Zaka, you sign on understanding and learning that you should never take ever a picture on a scene. Because when today you press enter, the whole world could see those pictures. And you want to respect the family and you want to respect that woman that died and that casualty. So you don't take pictures. But when we saw on October 7th, the situation that it took 50 years to deny the Holocaust, it took 50 seconds to deny October 7th, we got a special straight request from the Chief Rabbi of Israel and the Prime Minister's office that we have to make sure that we document every place. We have pictures. We have over 200,000 images from the scenes. We're not going to show it to people. It's by the police. They have it. They use it for whatever evidence they need. Whoever needs to see it could see it. If the Prime Minister of any country wants to face the situation and he denies the situation, he could see those pictures on live, the videos, me taking care of those bodies. It's not for the public because we respect those families. Because today you press enter and the whole world sees it. So by saying you don't have the proof, we have the proof. But we don't need to show the proof. We are the target. We are the ones that were invaded into Israel. And these terrorists did whatever they want to our beloved family.
What was the last part? Did whatever they want?
To our beloved family, our children, our women, our elderly. Holocaust survivors were butchered, cut to pieces. It's unbelievable. You come to a house in Be'eri, and while we walked into the house, the smell was unbelievable. But
putrid.
No, from the blood. Smell of blood. And when we walked into the house, there was no signs of bullets or any remains of the casualty. And when we walked into the bedroom, I slipped on a puddle of blood. And in front of my eyes, what I saw was a hospital bed with different machinery. And on the bed was a body of Holocaust survivor that was cut to pieces with hammers, sludges, knives, screwdrivers. That was how this person died. It's unbelievable what these families went through. And if you think about it, who in the world could do such things? Animals don't kill that way. Animals kill to eat. This is something that only the devil.
Were these people necessarily mutilated while they were dead or alive?
No, they were alive. After making all the autopsies and checking every body that came through the morgue, you see people that were burned alive with their hands crumpled in a way of trying to save themselves. Everything is being checked deeply in to see the real truth behind every body. And talking about the Bibas family that are buried today after 511 days.
Just today?
Just today. Those two little redhead babies and their mother. Well, the forensics shows they went through hell. They were taken hostages alive. And the forensics...
Do you know what the forensics showed? I understand that it was revealed that they were strangled.
Brutally, unbelievable situation, what they went through. It's something that the mind cannot understand.
Now, these are people who were living like a commune. They were peaceniks, weren't they? They were liberals.
For sure. These are the people that were taking the Gazian families to hospitals. Lifshitz was taking sick children from Gaza to hospitals in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. He would take them for treatment.
Into Israel.
Into hospitals in Israel to make sure that they get the best treatment. And they killed him in Gaza after they took him as hostage. This is someone that was caring so much for them. And this is what they did to him. It's unbelievable. You can't even imagine. You can't even relate to a situation like that.
This adds a new level to the term massacre.
For sure.
It's not just a rifle with bullets.
No, not at all. And some people ask, so how do you know that it's something that systematically happened? Well, when you see it in one house, you say, okay, maybe someone was an animal over there. But when you see it again and again and again in different places, not in one kibbutz, but in a lot of kibbutzim, it's not something that happened. It was a plan. They had a plan how to kill. If you have the time, brutal the body. If you don't have the time, just shoot, kill, and burn. So you get rid of the evidence as much as possible. But as I said, they burned a lot of the people alive in the cars, in the houses, and some of the kibbutzim in the Nova Festival, in that area. Bodies were mutilated, unbelievable. And after they did what they did, they just burned the bodies.
Now, in August 2005, at the instruction of the White House, Israel disengaged, they call it disengaged from Gaza, and forced out 8,000 Jewish towns, communities there, for the purpose, as Ariel Sharon claimed, the purpose of letting the Palestinians demonstrate their neighbor worthiness for a state. Now it works out their unworthy worthiness 19 years later.
Well, it's a situation over there that, well, as a ZACA member, we don't get involved with politics at all, but we see what happened. We see it with our own eyes. We're not talking politics. We're talking about evil and hatred. They didn't want the people living in Gaza. So, okay, Ariel Sharon moved them out.
You mean the Arabs didn't want the Jews living in Gaza?
Sure, for sure. Exactly. They said that's their land. So Ariel Sharon took these families out of their houses and brought them into different places around Israel. And the Gazians got more land. That wasn't enough. They were planning then the attack on Israel. As we can see, these tunnels didn't happen in one day. Years and years and years, these tunnels were planned. And
With help from Iran and China?
yeah, for sure. Behind the scenes is the hatred of Iran is building more and more and more hatred around the world. And it's unbelievable.
Now, in your work with the Israeli version of the Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, you've been in other disaster sites, like what kind of places?
Well, we're in Turkey after the earthquakes many times. We were there to help. We were in China after they had a mud earthquake over there also many, many years ago. Bombay after the terror attack over there. We were in Guatemala, 9/11, Surfside. So many countries around the world, anywhere that they need their help, Israel comes. But not only Israel. Zaka comes to different countries that we have no good relationships with their countries, but Zaka comes because we are a special search and rescue team under the UN authorities. And that's the reason I stood in front of the UN and I said, you call me up and I leave my family and I leave my country to come to any place around the world, not Christian. I'm talking about Muslim countries that are not friendly with Israel. And I come because I understand what humanity means. And now when it happens in my house, my family, you deny it? You don't say anything for such a long time? Oh, after I came with all the evidence and I showed it, and I had to show exactly where it happened, they sent someone to come to Be'eri, to Kfar Aza, to different places, to see the scenes, to say, okay, oh, this is where it happened? They did not believe us. Until now, it's still in a certain process. It's annoying. It's so much hatred. And we have to stand up for that. And we have to stand and shout. Because after the Holocaust, we had Holocaust survivors. And the Holocaust survivors had numbers on their arm. I feel that I am the number on those people that died on October 7th. I am the number. And I have to stand strong and speak and be their voice to speak for them around the world and make sure that we stand up together united, Jews, Christians, that care for each other and say, never again, it's never again. Not like after the Holocaust, they said, never again, but okay, it happened again. No, never again, because it's happening. Europe is full of Muslims. And what's happening in universities here around the States is unbelievable. The young generation parading and praising Hamas. They don't understand what Hamas stands for. Hamas stands for hatred. Islam, radical Islam. We're talking about beheading people. What? We saw what Daesh did in around the world. We saw what's happening.
Daesh meaning what, the Islamic State?
In the Islamic State, yes, for sure. We see what's going on. And, well, if we don't wake up today, tomorrow is going to be too late. Today, we have to wake up. And we have to stand strong against the evil. And really, really believe that we have to really push hard to finish Hamas and come to a certain solution. And we have to hope that God will really give us this opportunity to really come up with a solution to finish with this situation.
It has been revealed that the distinction between Hamas and the Palestinian civilians of Gaza are one and the same in terms of ideology, just a question of who carries the guns.
Well, at the beginning, some people were saying, oh, they're living under the attack of Hamas, and Hamas is putting the pressure, and Hamas is taking all the, whatever we bring in, Hamas is taking, and we see all the parades every day that the hostages are coming back. You see all of them, babies, children, everyone's parading for Hamas. it's hard to understand.
You mean in Gaza?
In Gaza, for sure in Gaza. They're hugging Hamas, and that's not under pressure. They were dancing around when the hostages were brought to Gaza. And now, when the hostages are leaving and they're getting back all these terrorists that are sitting in jail in Israel, they're parading for that. And they're dancing on the blood and having the best time because they're one. There is no, I can't say that there are children or elderly that are against this situation because
I've seen videos of people there who are saying, Israel, come and free us, liberate us. These guys are, what they're doing to us, basically they're surviving underground and using us as human shields, sacrificing us for their foreign aid that they steal.
that's what I'm saying. If the people of Gaza really would listen to Israel when they said, okay, we're going to start bombing areas, leave. You cannot stand here and be a shield for them. And they did not get up and move. They continued being there. There are no one that can say, well, we're not involved. You are involved, totally.
How is Zaka funded, supported financially?
Zaka is an non-profit organization. A non-profit organization because the reason is we work under the Jewish authority of the Torah, under the Bible. And if we're working under a state authority, there's a lot of conflict sometimes between the Jewish law. So we work out of that understanding what it means, humanity, caring for the other. And we don't get into conflicts, not politics, and for sure not funded by the government and having different conflicts. So that's the reason we are serving the country. We are serving the community. And we care for the community and we care for the world. So we have to have the world to care back for us. As Zaka members, doing the hardest jobs in the world, I would say. The images that we see every night that we fall asleep are images that you cannot really believe what you're seeing. And there's a phrase that David wrote in Tehillim,
Psalms.
We say it every Friday before Saturday. And we say, the quote is, Lehagid baboker chazdecha ve'emunatcha balelot. To praise God in the morning is by believing God at night. How can you praise God in the morning if when you fall asleep, when you try to fall asleep, you close your eyes and you see these horrific images? No, that's the moment that you believe. And you say, God, I believe in you. I believe that you're the one to provide and you're the one to care for me. And you're not putting me in a situation that I can't stand through it. But help me to fall asleep, that in the morning I can get up again and praise you and thank you for these moments. And this is what we are doing, to care for each other, to care for each other. God gave the first human a name, Adam. Adam stands for Aleph, Dalet, Mem. Those are the letters in Hebrew. Aleph stands for Elokah, God. Dalet, Mem stands for blood. And if you don't connect to your God, you're only blood, and we know that blood is evil. So you always have to be connected to God. Zaka is built around, it's called Chesed Shel Emet, caring for each other through truth. And truth is 3 letters also. Aleph, Mem, Taf. Emet. Aleph, Elokah. Mem, Taf is death. If you don't believe in true God, if you don't connect to your God as a human, you're dead. And that's our main goal in life. Care for each other. Care for humanity. Do good. And through that, we'll be able to hug each other. And when I'm talking about a hug, we say 2 for tango. There's always 2 for a hug. When I give someone a hug, someone's giving me a hug. It's not always that I need the hug. Sometimes he needs the hug. But over here in the NRB, seeing such a hug from the Christian community and the American nation, caring for Israel so deeply, it's unbelievable. This hug gives us so much strength to continue doing what we're doing in Israel, living in Israel, living in the land of God, and knowing that we're doing the right thing. And we really, really appreciate. Thank you so much for having us on this episode. Thank you.